Welcome back, everyone, to Unstable TV. This is going to be the second game between Moonglade and Capoch here on the round of 16 for the FXopen tournament. We are down to the wire here for Capoch. One more game, and he is out of the tournament. He just got completely crushed on Lost Temple with some insane play by Moonglade. I am, of course, Unstable, joined here by Sif from the 2bh.org forums, the glad hostess of this event. And, yeah, sorry, what do you think of this match is going to see, Sif?
Well, I mean, obviously the loser picks the map, and the loser last game was Capoch. So what we see is a map that he obviously is very confident in. So I'm guessing Capoch is going to be the more aggressive of the two. I don't think Moonglade, knowing this, will go for a FE. If he does go for a fast expand, then I think what we would see is maybe even a 4-gate from Capoch to try and get it over with quickly. We've found out in the last game the two different player styles that Moonglade did very well at keeping Capoch in his base and took advantage of that Zerg ability to drone hard and get that macro and economy up and running. So I think if Capoch can stay on top of that this time and not be so passive, which I hope he will do, we'll see a different playstyle of games. I mean, you've played both the Protoss and the Zerg side of things in SC2 Unstable. Have you got any thoughts about the different races and how they kind of encounter each other on this map?
Well, on this map, it's really just Zerg being paranoid of when units are going to come because they don't get much warning. Like if Moonglade had an Overlord placed right on these rocks to see exactly when Capoch moved out. He cannot build roaches in time. If he did it instantly, the roaches still aren't done by the time Capoch reaches his base. So it's a very, very paranoid thing for the Zerg to do. On the other hand, Protoss know that and they want to be really aggressive. So usually you see a lot of 3 and 4 gate play on this one. But it looks like Moonglade not going to go for that fast expansion. Throws down the Flauntable at 14 just to be careful of that. And I think it's going to be a very passive and a very scout-heavy game from Moonglade.
I'm really interested to see that Moonglade hasn't actually opted for a gas already. So we're at 16 supply and there's no gas being launched. Usually you would see a Speedling build having the gas go down at about 14, 15. But it looks like Moonglade is actually opting now to get a natural expansion. Capoch being really pesky with that probe. Microing it around with his 155 APM. That drone trying to go to work on it. And unfortunately not being able to kill this probe. Really, really... Oh! He gets it down. So
damn,
that was
a
really
bit of a
delay
mistake.
there.
yeah, great delay.
A little bit of a misclick. A little bit of a misclick there by Capoch to get that probe out of placement for the build zone. But look, so, if you get an FE and you're trying to get it down, you want to get it down at 3 minutes, and we're looking at 3 minutes 50 when it was dropped. So there was almost a minute of delay there, which is a huge amount. One Zealot now moving towards the fast expand. This is what I wanted to see. Chrono boosting two more units out. We've got Stalkers on the way. That Zealot's going to be easily be able to take out those 4 Zerglings if he decides to attack. But they got a few free shots there, so
I'm pretty sure Moonglade has beaten a Zealot with 3 lings or something ridiculously low before because his micro is insane. But not with that Stalker there, though, unfortunately. He will lose those, and he does see those 2 gateways. With Stalkers coming, so he's going to have to get a few Spine Crawlers ASAP. I'm not sure whether he's going to be able to defend himself against this if it comes down to control. Moonglade pumping out as many Zerglings as he can. This is a completely opposite game to what we saw in Lost Temple with a lot of passive stuff. And Moonglade selecting that hatchery. He does not know what he wants to do with it. And here we go. Lings are at the top. Oh my god, are they going to get a surround on the Stalkers? Almost a surround on the Stalkers. If he'd gotten that, that would have been great. Looks like that Zealot is going to go down very, very quickly, though. It's going to come down to can Moonglade get that surround on the Stalkers. They are going to town on those Zerglings. Lots of Lings on low health, but that expansion is now up. 2 Queens on the way.
What are your thoughts there about that proxy pylon just to the right of the rocks at the upper?
That's awesome. That is the most perfect spot to put it because the Zerg can't do jack about it.
I've never seen that before, to be honest. It's good because you've got the pressure there that comes from the Stalkers and the units, and also...
Oh, there's a surround!
Yep, just working on their Stalkers. So yeah, I think that's a really interesting place. I've never seen the proxy pylon place there, and I will learn that from now on. That's really good. Glade has managed to hold this expansion, though, which is not what you want as a Protoss player. When you decide to go for some early harassment like that, and it looks like he's moving into 4 gate, you really want to do enough damage to take that expansion offline with that initial attack. It looks like he's actually going to... Capoch is now working on the expansion with some Zealots, but Roaches are in... in the
Moonglade
field
with
now.
another great surround, sniping those 3 zealots. Just insane control with his units. I'm not sure what Capoch is going to do to this here. He has a lot of links. He has that Roach Warren up. He's got more units pumping. He's got 3 queens. His creep is now, he's going to start exploding towards Capoch's main with those 2 tumors. I'm really interested to see whether Capoch just goes all in with this or decides to turn into a normal macro game. Because if we have a look at the income tab, it's 25 to 12.
Yeah, I mean,
Moonglade only has 12 drones.
that's it. And I think that's a really good thing to notice from Capoch. He has been aggressive enough in this game. And Protoss players out there, as well as Terran, make sure you keep that pressure up. Force the Zerg player to produce units. Because every time they produce a unit, it means they're not producing drones. And he's really done a great job. Capoch has limited the income completely of Moonglade. He's having to be so defensive. And as you said before, Unstable, so paranoid about when the next attack's coming. And we do see more Zealots being warped in now. Natural expansion attack. 4 Stalkers going to work. Excellent force replacement there. Stopping the extra queen there from getting him damaged. Unfortunately, the Roaches got in. They are going to town on those Zealots, but there's just going to be too much troops there from Capoch. They're going to be able to take down this army. The queen is trying, and the flurry. Oh! Wow. Moonglade knows it.
Definitely. So we are going to go 1-1 in this series. And oh my god, before we're even out of the game, I get a go medal from Moonglade.